Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode number 53 of Preston Jensen's podcast. I'm your host, Preston. Tonight, I've got a very special guest, Chelsey Jensen, my wife. Back by popular demand, we're going to do some would you rather questions. And actually, as I'm looking at this, I'm seeing that some of my questions, I guess that wouldn't really qualify for would you rather. So hopefully yours are would you rather questions. Mm-hmm. And hopefully we'll have some fun with this. We're testing out Ecamm Live. This is the first time we've actually done a video podcast. So how do you feel about that? She told me what she felt off camera about being recorded, but
we'll see at the end.
Yep.
See how I feel at the end.
And as we start the episode here, Haru is jumping at my legs and trying to get me to hold her. So
she might make an appearance.
I guess that'll be good on the video side of things.
Right. She'll make an appearance here. You hear about her, but you don't get to see her all the time. So.
Well, do you guys want to, or do you want to start off with your question?
How many do you have?
I've got about 5 questions here, and then I've got something I want to talk about at the end with you, because I think our audience might think it's kind of entertaining.
Okay. Well, I'll just start us off then.
All right.
Okay. And so with these, would you rather, we're both answering what we would think?
Yep.
Okay. So you can, if I ask it, you can answer it first and then I'll answer it after you.
Sounds good. Let's do it.
Okay. Would you rather live without internet or without heating?
I'd rather live without heating. Internet to me is essential, especially when you're doing stuff like trying to live broadcast and doing podcasts. The heating part, I could always wear blankets, I guess. The biggest thing I'd be nervous about is I'd have to shut off my water because I wouldn't want the pipes to freeze.
And we've got cold winters.
Yep.
So would we have to leave the water off?
Yep.
All winter.
Yep.
We wouldn't have water.
Yep.
But we'd have internet.
We'd have internet.
I don't know. I mean, I do love having the internet, but I guess I didn't see myself answering this question. So this is harder than I thought. It'd be really hard to live without heating. I kind of feel like that's a necessity, actually.
It is a necessity. But
you know what? I'm thinking of Haru and Margot, our daughter. I'd have to have heat. There's no question. And running water, that's no question too.
You're right. It's
because then that also would heat our water, all that kind of stuff.
It's
right?
Disgusting that I think internet is more important than
I
heating.
think if it actually came down to it, I feel like if it came down to it, you'd probably pick heating. Don't you think?
Probably. All right. I had a more practical question for you.
Oh, okay.
Would you rather eat a snake or eat a spider?
Oh, I'd hate either.
Yeah.
But there's
I
no
think
question.
I know your answer.
There's no question I'd eat a snake.
Snake, yeah.
I feel like you could cook that up and maybe it wouldn't be so bad. Because I feel like on Survivor, I'm sure they've done that. And we've talked about Survivor. I'm sure they're fine. And I'm sure people, they eat spiders too. I just can't eat a spider.
I'd probably do the same thing because I feel like you'd get a lot more meat out of a snake.
Yeah. And it would probably taste more meat-like.
Oh, yeah.
Than like a spider.
If you throw enough spices onto a snake, I think it would taste probably pretty good.
Right. But in my head, just knowing if I'm eating a spider, I wouldn't be able to eat the spider.
Yep.
Ugh.
Next.
Okay. Again, I chose a question that this isn't really for me. This is for you.
All right.
Would you rather be a famous MLB player?
Probably.
Or a famous YouTuber?
It's amazing.
Did you ask this question too to me?
No, you asked me this in a previous episode.
I was wondering if I did.
I think Chelsey was looking at Pinterest lists again, trying to get these would you rather things. But
this one this one, I came up, I thought of this one. I'm like, hey, this is really good. This is going to be really hard for him.
It was so good you asked it twice. I agree. It's a good question, but no question for me, it would be an MLB player. I would much rather be an MLB player. Yep.
So good I had to ask it twice.
Yep. All right. This is something I heard on the radio today. So a group of people were interviewed, and they were asked if they were dropped off on like a deserted island or something out of civilization. How long would you survive if you were dropped off in a situation like that? Let's say a deserted island. Or okay, first off, how long do you think you would survive?
So this isn't would you rather?
Nope. How long do you think you would survive? And then how long do you think the average was that people said they could survive, according to what I heard on the radio today?
What I could survive, and I have no tools, nothing.
No, you just get dropped off. You got to survive.
I mean, pre-survivor, a lot less. I feel like I could maybe deal with a little bit more. I don't know. I'd like to say like 5 days a week. Could I make it? Or could I make it longer? Am I not giving myself enough time by your face?
That's impressive.
You don't think, you think it's like a day?
Most people say they could live at least 16 days. So I think you could do more than 5 days.
I think, well, Survivor, they do 39, and I feel like I could, if I had to, I feel like I could do what they had to.
Yep.
I'll just live off coconuts. Hopefully they have
you know what my answer would have been?
As long as it takes.
Just as long as I would survive, I guess. I think it would be the same amount of time if I was in the wilderness or if I was in a house.
I know.
I don't know.
That is so hard to say.
But yeah, I was kind of surprised that most people only thought they could survive 16 days.
But
that seems
pretty low.
That seems pretty low to me.
But also it depends on where you're dropped off at.
Yep.
Like what kind of resources you have.
Yep.
If it's like a desert island that has absolutely nothing, well, how would you survive? I don't know. So that wasn't a would you rather, but I guess we'll let it slide.
Yep.
And it's my question now.
Yep.
This is one that kind of stresses me out a little bit, and I haven't figured out what my answer would be. Would you rather be overdressed or underdressed? I feel like this is something I overthink.
Yeah, I would rather be overdressed, I guess, even though I typically dress very casual. But for certain situations, I think I would rather be overdressed than underdressed.
I think it'd be safe to be overdressed.
Yep.
But I'm like one of those that I overthink it, and like I have to talk to other people. Like, what are you gonna wear? Or like we do that a lot too. Like, okay, we need to talk this out. What are we gonna do for this?
Yep.
But that's something that I think about, and some people just aren't bothered by it, I guess.
Yeah, some people aren't, and I wish I was like that.
I know.
That'd be awesome if you didn't have to worry about stuff. Yeah.
It might be a good thing to be aware of that, I guess. I don't know.
All right. Would you rather eat Taco John's or Taco Bell? These are the important questions.
I know.
That
sounds like it.
Yeah.
Like a lot of thought, hard. I've only had Taco Bell, I think, one time. And we don't have a Taco Bell in town, but we have a Taco John's.
Right.
I've had Taco John's. It was good. I haven't had enough to like really compare it to.
I would say Taco Bell. So
I think a lot of people do like Taco Bell more, right?
I love Taco Bell. I like their prices. I think that's the one thing I like the best about them.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if we had one, I'd try it more. It's not a place that like if I go out of town, like, oh, I want to go to a Taco Bell. I mean, there's other places I usually want to go to, so I just haven't been there.
Fair enough.
Okay. Kind of a summary question. Would you rather go to an amusement park or a water park? If it's summer.
Man.
It's a really nice day.
I'm going to say I would rather go to an amusement park because I feel like the top tier amusement parks are better than the top tier water parks. Now, I haven't been to the water park at like Universal Studios or anything, but I've been to nicer theme parks than water parks.
Right. Well, sometimes I also feel like, 'cause I think I'd have to agree with you with the amusement park. Sometimes I feel like water park isn't like a beach where there's a lot of room where people can go in the water and just relax. Like I feel like if it's a nice day, water parks are packed and there's not a lot of room to do a lot of things. I mean, amusement parks you might have to wait in line a lot or it might be crowded, but I don't know.
Yeah. I think I'd definitely go amusement park though.
I think so. You're sure.
All right. This is a huge question. I know one of our friends he's, Bo, if you're listening, this one's for you. Would you rather wrestle Gold Dust in a cage match, or you can wrestle Hulk Hogan at WrestleMania?
This question was made for me. I know that. And I feel like I should be on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and I should be able to call Bo. Which of these should I pick right now?
And then I've got a follow-up question, but I can't even read it, so you're not going to get that. That's okay. A good part about having awesome handwriting.
Gold Dust?
Yep.
If I could wrestle Gold Dust?
In a cage match, or Hulk Hogan in an actual WrestleMania.
I feel like I have to pick Hulk Hogan because he's the only one I've heard of.
Yep.
I don't know this.
And WrestleMania, I believe, if I understand wrestling correctly, is like the Super Bowl of wrestling. So that was more of a test for you because I think you got it.
Okay.
Yep.
We'll have to check back with Bo.
Yep, we'll have to see.
Follow up and we'll let you know.
Yep.
Okay, here's my last one. And this one's tricky.
Okay, we'll see. I'll be the judge of that.
Would you rather always have the same song stuck in your head or the same dream every night?
Ooh, probably the same song stuck in my head. I wouldn't like to dream the same thing every night.
Yeah, unless it's really good.
Unless it was an awesome dream.
Unless it's really good.
That's true.
But then you might be disappointed. You wake up and you're like, oh no, it's just that dream again.
Yeah. But then at the same time, I feel like I'd get a headache if I had a song constantly in my mind.
See, that's hard. Because when you do have a song stuck in your head, it drives you nuts.
Oh, that's a terrible question because I feel like it's lose-lose.
I know. That's why I said it's hard. But you're like avoiding. You're not really answering. Or you said song?
Yep.
Okay. I haven't decided, so I'll deflect.
All right. Well, the last one I have is, would you rather be spelunking, that's like cave climbing, right, or whatever, and stuck in the cave, or would you rather be skydiving and you keep pulling your chute and it doesn't open? Man. You survive both. Let's say you survive both, but what would be more scary to you?
You survive like the skydiving accident without your parachute, but you're in
someone's
like
got a big
bits
cramp or something and is able to catch you.
Like you survive no problem, like not like broken bones.
Both of them, you have no problems.
Oh, I still think probably gonna go with this spelunking. I think just dropping, free falling would freak me out.
I would do the skydiving one because I feel like if you're stuck in a cage, or I mean, not a cage, a cave. If you're stuck in a cave and you can't move, that's like one of the worst feelings ever.
I would rather.
Although I've never been stuck in a cage or a cave.
Or a cage.
Or a cage. I wouldn't want to be in either situation, but
I would rather pick between a song being stuck in my head or dreaming the same thing every night than what you chose.
Yeah. Exactly. They're both questions.
I would rather have either one of those than either one of your choices.
They're both terrible questions.
Yeah. Because I feel like then, even if you survive, like think of the fear that, like how that would affect you for so long.
Or who knows though? Maybe it would make you stronger. Maybe it would get rid of your fear of heights or your fear of claustrophobia. No. I don't know.
But I would never find myself in those situations to begin with.
Oh. I suppose you never would do that, but, well, you're all done with your questions?
Yeah, I got 5.
All right. I only had 5 as well. This is a very short episode. We're kind of testing things out here. Like I said, if you want to, or if you're listening to this on a podcasting platform and you want to see the kind of the behind the scenes, very raw footage of us just talking into a microphone, check out my YouTube channel. It's just Preston Jensen on YouTube. You'll get to see what our little dog looks like, Haru. This is probably the first episode she's been on. I don't know if she's been in any other videos before, but
YouTube.
She's just sitting in my arms right now. She's actually kind of falling asleep.
You watch her, yeah, she's falling asleep.
But the last thing I want to bring up on the podcast tonight is I want to talk about, remember, this was quite a while ago, but me, you, and my mother had a very fun game that we used to play, the eBay game.
Yeah.
And I want to know if any of my listeners have ever done something like this or a game like this, but I was thinking about that today thinking, man, that was a lot of fun. Yeah. I'd like to play that again. I
haven't done eBay in a long time, too.
But the rules we had were kind of fun. We broke it down. We had to win an auction, and it had to be for something you'd actually use, and it also had to be the cheapest item.
Right.
So if someone won an item and they were the quickest, but someone else had an auction and they won it quicker, but it was cheaper, they would win.
Right. Because did we give ourselves a time limit? Like we'd say like 5 minutes, 10
I think
minutes,
we said 5 or 10 minutes, and then it was like you had to win an auction.
And it could be like anything.
Could be anything. And we actually got some good stuff out of that.
For like a penny. Like we got things really cheap, like new things. It wasn't necessarily like, I think your mom and I got like nail stuff. And
I remember I got fishing lures out of the deal. So it was a very cheap, inexpensive way to have some fun.
I forgot about that.
I totally forgot about that, but I don't know why. I was writing down these questions, and it kind of sparked something in my mind like, hey, why haven't we been playing that eBay game? Because it was so much fun. And
because then Amazon came around, and then
yeah,
all these other things. I mean, I just haven't
the fun part for me was the auction, though, because we were able to. It had to be a winning auction item, and I think that's what made the game fun. Just a random thought. Maybe it sparks a good idea for you guys to have fun with your family. I know we've had hours of fun doing that.
Yeah,
and
I think that was like right when like smartphones really became big, and then you were able to get the eBay app. So then we could sit there. And then we'd all just be looking on the eBay app.
It was a lot of fun.
Very easy.
Yep.
Very easy to just click. Yep. Yeah, that was.
And I remember the competitions got pretty heated. I mean, you had.
I'm sure you riling us up.
Absolutely. Yep.
Was
everything's competition, so it's always fun to compete.
Yep.
Well, unless you got anything else to add, I think that'll be tonight's episode. I know it was very short and sweet. It was kind of fun. We had fun doing it, or I had fun doing it. Haru, do you got anything else to add? Doesn't look like it. So I guess we're going to close with that. Thank you guys for listening. We've got a lot of fun stuff planned for the future. Hopefully you'll see Chelsey on a few other times. It seems like anytime we don't have guests planned, we have Chelsey on, and they seem to always be a hit. So we'll keep bringing her on the show. She's probably a better interviewer than me, a lot more entertaining. But, yeah, this has been fun. Thanks again for listening, and we'll see you guys next week.